ABC, it is Old Metal Rocker 65 here. How's everybody doing? I have a video here, a collections video actually. This one was due for an update. I've gotten so much more stuff, and probably last time I think I did this was on this particular artist. I think I only had half the stuff what I have now, but I'm going to go through it all again. I'm not going to get really heavy into it all. I just want to showcase what I have, you know, and talk a little bit about some stuff, but I'm not going to go in depth with every album, so otherwise we'd be here forever. So this probably is going to be two parts, 1 and 2. So of course I showed my picture of Tommy Bolin. Anyway, Tommy Bolin is the collections artist update. That I first time I ever heard Tommy Bolin was with the teaser album, in which I will be showing, but I'm going to kind of start from the beginning and work its way forward. And but anyway, it was the teaser album. I remember sitting over at a friend of mine's, and there was like probably 4 of us there, and this guy always came home with new albums and stuff, and he brought home this particular teaser album by Tommy Bolin, and that was my intro to Tommy Bolin. Instantly fell in love with his playing. I mean, the guy is phenomenal. My all-time favorite guitarist. And sad ending. Of course, he died in December 4th, 1976. Very young. But we'll get into the history and the chronological order of his music. And yeah, very young. Of course, heroin killed him. He's probably more popular today than he ever has been. There's websites out there, Facebook sites for Tommy Bolin and his brother, of course. His brother Johnny just passed away here about a month ago. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe I don't want to speculate. I just don't remember. All I know is he passed away. So there are I don't believe any other Bolins in the family alive. Maybe no, I don't think his mother is even alive. So, but anyway, those who have kept the Tommy Bolin memory alive, I'm going to showcase what I have. Like I say, I'm going to start backwards. These are going to be cassettes and CDs, and I'm going to show a book here. But I've had this, God, I don't even remember where I got this, but I think it was part of the Tommy Bolin archives. I think I sent off for this, and I've had this ever since. But nice picture. This book is Touched by Magic, the Tommy Bolin story. I don't know if anybody's ever read this. A great book. History, his days, where he was born in Sioux City, Iowa, or Nebraska, I think. No, it was not Nebraska. I think it was Nebraska. Anyway, it's right on. It's a border city there. But anyway, great story, history. Of course, a little bit. To many, Tommy Bolin was the legitimate heir to Jimi Hendrix' rock throne. Stints with the James Gang, Deep Purple, as well as solo albums, and groundbreaking release with jazz rocker Billy Cobham. You know, and I'm going to show you all that stuff. I'd been waiting for 2 items, and I finally got them. And a lot of these 2 items will be involved in part of the albums, though, because they're big in size. But anyway, let's get started here. First up, his first band ever, but he's, you know, was Zephyr. From this was back in, God, I want to say it was, I think it was 67, 68. When this first came out. I know it's up here, I seen it. Trying to remember all this is kind of a hard. But anyway, it'll probably be on the album. Anyway, first band was Zephyr. They were out of Colorado, Boulder, and this was one of their first albums. Candy Givens on vocals, fantastic vocalist, kind of like a Janis Joplin style vocals, you know, or a Jenny Han from Babe Ruth, them kind of vocals. Very good for the music style of the band, and you know, they got 8 tracks on this. St. James Infirmary, fantastic guitar playing. Ceylon, great. I think that is even on an album I'm going to show you here in a little bit. Hard Charging Woman, classic Zephyr. And then, of course, we got Going Back to Colorado from Zephyr, album number 2. And this was released in 71, so that was probably released in either 70 or 69. But this also has some killer tracks on it. Can't really see it. You probably see it on the vinyl when I show you, but it had David Givens, Bobby Berge, Tommy Bolin, Candy Givens, and John Ferris. Well, a couple of those members went on with Tommy Bolin to other projects and some solo stuff, but album number 2 from Zephyr. These are all full-length releases. And then we have a Zephyr featuring Tommy Bolin, Going Back to Colorado, Leaving Colorado, the 45th anniversary. So it's kind of a combination of both the early albums and stuff. So, but I mean, I huge Tommy Bolin fan. You know, and of course, I got to wear my shirt. That's what's playing in the background. Some Tommy Bolin. So anyway, Zephyr here, live. Some of it, it's just a 45th anniversary edition here. Came out in 2016. But good stuff here. And then he kind of went in a... I don't have the CDs, but and I don't know, they're hard to get actually, but I'll showcase that in the vinyls. But anyway, in between his solo stuff, or his Zephyr, and this one I'm going to show, there was like a jazz fusion band he had. I believe it was Energy, but I know it was Energy. But anyway, after that, he went into Alphonse Mouzon and Mind Transplant. This is all jazz, heavy jazz. He does, let's see what Mind Transplant, I believe. There's a couple tracks that he really stands out on. But anyway, good stuff here. If you like jazz. This just came, and I thought I had this. I did not, so I had to order this, you know, because this was the last piece I was missing to the present. But there is one more item I want to get, but it's a little bit pricey. Anyway, and I'll tell you what it is in the number 2. But anyway, Billy Cobham, Spectrum. And this has the OB strip, so it's an import here. And but Tommy has some great work. It's all Japanese, but I mean, fantastic jazz here. Billy Cobham, of course, is a drummer. And then after that, Tommy went in and did some. He happened to be up in Canada, I believe, where this band is from. Or he was in a studio with this band, and they were different studios, and I think the band asked Tommy Bolin to do some guitar tracks, you know, and I mean, Tommy usually picks it up pretty quick, and they asked him to join the band to do some tracks, and he did. He learned it, and then they came out, and it was Moxie, self-titled. Now, not Buzz Sherman, but God, I can't think of the guitarist. Earl Johnson objected to Tommy being on the album. And but anyway, as a result, Tommy is on a couple tracks here. Sail On, Sail Away. And I think he's on Moon Rider. I think he's on quite a few of these. But anyway, self-titled Moxie. That was from '75. This one came out on the Unidisc label. And then there's Best of Moxie, Self-Destruction. There's a couple tracks on here that Tommy does. This is great. A lot of this, most of the tracks on here are really hard and heavy tracks from Moxie. And I mean, a lot of it comes off of Riding High, I mean, which is a phenomenal album from those guys. But anyway, some Tommy Bolin on here as well. The best of, I should say. And then he went into the James Gang after that. And, you know, as I got older and he died, I kind of went backwards. The Tommy Bolin Archives was created after his death by his brother, and you know, as a result, there are tons of CDs that were, or not, I shouldn't say tons, but there were a good number of CDs that were put on the, or music that was put on the Tommy Bolin Archives, and I'll show you a bunch of those. We're going to get closer to them, but anyway, James Gang, and of course, Must Be Love was a rock radio track around here, and at the time I didn't know it was Tommy Bolin, but it did, and it's a great album. I mean, just a killer sound on this. You know, he can do rock, he can do jazz, I think he can do blues. I mean, he's pretty versatile. Anyway, this is a great album. This one came out in '73, so it was before the Moxie stuff, but good stuff here. And then, of course, they did two albums, and also a good album was James Gang Miami. Fantastic album, kind of a sleeper, because I think most people know of this one here, Bang. But Miami is just as good. If not, maybe a tad better. Guitarists, I think, are a little bit heavier on this, but still some great stuff. I mean, it's not all heavy stuff, but I mean, versatile. If you've never heard this, pick it up. And then, let's see here, I kind of got goofed up here a little bit. And then there was, he left James Gang and was asked to join Deep Purple, and of course, I don't know if the last concert in Japan is on CD. I would think it would be, but anyway, Come Taste the Band, an underrated gem from Deep Purple that a lot of people kind of dish because it doesn't have Ritchie Blackmore. I don't care, it's still a great album to me. I love it. I mean, Coming Home, Lady Luck, Getting Tighter, Dealer, I Need Love, Drifter, Love Child, a couple Tommy Bolin tracks he wrote, you know. Good album, fantastic album. Deep Purple, Come Taste the Band. This one came out in '75, so. And that Miami came out in '74. And then there were live materials coming out with Deep Purple from 1975. And these are put out by Purple Records. It's the California Rehearsals, June of 1975, featuring Tommy Bolin, David Coverdale, Glenn Hughes, John Lord, Ian Pace. And it's Deep Purple, Days May Come. You know, again, the 75 California Rehearsals. The first ever release of rare Mark IV material running over 65 minutes. So this was actually made in England. So, but great live disc. The only thing I like about this is when you store it, you got to flip it over so it'll match. That's the only thing I hate about the inside. Get them all right the right first time. And then there was this one as well from 75. Deep Purple this time around, live in Tokyo from Deep Purple. And pretty much the same lineup, pretty much a track. Here's some of the track listings. Is Burn, Lady Luck, Love Child, Getting Tighter, Smoke on the Water, George on My Mind. So there's a little bit of everything, you know, from the old to the newer stuff with Tommy Bolin. And this is actually put out by the Tommy Bolin Archives, but CMC International had, I think, the distribution rights. But I don't ever see anybody ever show that these two Deep Purple live albums. And then I picked up, which is not a official album, I picked up this Deep Purple live at Long Beach. And it's a boot. Deep Purple live at Long Beach 76. And it was actually February 27th, 1976. It's a 2 CD set. That it is. As soon as I seen it, I bought it. Being, you know, the collector I am. And that actually sounds really good. But I need to get this fixed. I need to get these flip ones because this one's broke. Anyway, a boot. Anyway, and then we have this. I picked up here a while ago. I do have this on the vinyl. I picked up this. It's the only one out there. It is Deep Purple, Long Beach, 1976. And 2 CD set, Overseas Live Series. That's part of the what the edition is. I got damn kids out there snooping again. But anyway, Deep Purple here. And then we get into the solo stuff. Of course, after he left Deep Purple, he did most of his solo material now, and this is, like I said, this is the CD that I heard, or the album I heard, first time I ever heard the guy, and loved it. I mean, classic album. The Grind, Homeward Strut, Dreamer, Savannah Woman, Teaser, great track. People, People, Marching Powder, great track. Wild Dogs, great. I mean, they're all great. This was released in '75, and this was released through Sony Music. Most of their stuff was put out on Emperor Records, which I'll show. But anyway, great debut album, solo album. But I happen to like this one just a bit better, which is what you're hearing now is Private Eyes from Tommy Bolin. And classic cover. Bustin' Out for Rosie, Sweet Burgundy, Post Toasty, Shake the Devil, which is playing. Gypsy Soul, someday we'll bring her. I mean, there's it. Post Toasty, fantastic track. I mean, great guitar work, unbelievable stuff. But great stuff. And then we're going to get into stuff after that came out sometime way after these albums, you know, and it just kept going and going and going. And we're going to start with this one here, Tommy Bolin, Patch of Blue, Birth of a Legend. And they do covers, actually, of old classic 50s songs, early 60s stuff, In the Midnight Hour, Sweet Soul Music, Born in Chicago, My Girl, Happy You Together, Give Me Some Lovin', I Got My Mojo Working, Mickey's Monkey, and so forth. But Tommy, I believe, is, let's see, where is he? I think that's him right in the front. Doesn't look like him, but I do believe that's where Tommy is, right there. So, but yeah, good stuff here. And then we get into some more, a lot of stuff that has been found over the years, remastered, redone, you know, back and forth and so forth. But this is also Tommy Bolin, Shake the Devil, The Lost Sessions. This was put out by Cleopatra Records. Them and Purple Pyramid predominantly are releasing Tommy Bolin material, and that's where I'm buying a lot of it, mostly on vinyl. But I buy these as well, the CDs, you know, and it's just alternate mixes, outtakes, demos, and so forth. So, but Shake the Devil. And then there is Tommy Bolin Captured, Raw, and this is raw. Very raw. Jams, Volume 1, Glenn Hawley. But yeah, it's stuff that really never made it to a release, you know, and a lot of it's good, but it's very raw Tommy Bolin. And then we had this one here, Whips and Roses 2. Again, a lot of this stuff was early, just like I said, been remastered or whatever, you know, so, but good as well. Oh, I tipped them over because I wanted something. So, anyway, then I should have showed you the first one, the same thing, Whips and Roses, just like I say, it's outtakes, demos, stuff. But, you know, to the collector, it's a must. And then there was this one here, which is a boot, Shake the Devil, Tommy Bolin. The musicians on here, of course, it's Tommy Bolin, Reggie McBride, Narada Michael Walden on drums, Mark Stein on keyboards, and Norma Jean Bell on saxophone. So this was live in New York, April 5th, 1975. A boot. They're getting harder and harder to come by nowadays. And then we have 2 CD set of Tommy Bolin and Friends, Great Gypsy Soul. A lot of good tracks on here. Craze Fandango, Lotus, Dreamer, Smooth Fandango, like I said. And then they're on bonus disc, it has Marching Bag in 4 movements. So this will show last. And then we have Tommy Bolin, The Ultimate, redone. Basically, it's a 3-disc set. Again, it's all the ultimate one, you know, acoustic demos. It's all mostly demos, live material that are on other albums and stuff. That Variety Music, actually, that's right, Variety Music puts this out too. Part of the Tommy Bolin archives. And but yeah, this is a good one here. And then we have the definitive teaser collector's edition, the 5 CD set, and it has, of course, teaser, nice open, nice set there, and then it has, of course, Great Gypsy Soul or Tommy Bolin and Friends, Great Gypsy Soul. So, like I said, I already showed that one. So 3 in one and 2 in the other, so that's what you get here. Tommy Bolin. And then we have Tommy Bolin and Friends, again, Great Gypsy Soul, different color, different cover. So there's 3 versions. And like I said, this one was put out by Purple Pyramid. Originally in 2012 and then just released again this year. And then this one is part of a 12 CD set that was, I think, recorded in Japan. Very hard to get, very expensive, very rare. But I happened to get one of the CDs. You can buy them singly, but in order for you'd want the whole set with the box. And I mean, never officially released, but it's part of the Fever set, Tommy Bolin Fever. This is volume 11. Like I say, there's 12 volumes, I believe, in the set. And but a lot of it is acoustic demos, and there's a couple of tracks that were on the radio in '76. So, but Tommy Bolin Fever. And now these were all mostly part of the archives. Well, now when the archives came out, these came out in these all started in the 90s, and there was quite a long run of these. Many, I'd say just about 10 years almost, maybe longer. But anyway, so this is #1 in the archive series. This is Tommy Bolin and Friends live at Ebbets Field. And this has my all-time favorite track, Stratus. And just a monster guitar track, all jazzy and stuff, but it is absolutely phenomenal. Go search for it over on YouTube, Stratus, and it is great. It's like 10 minutes long, 11 minutes long, but yeah, good stuff here. CD1. And then there's CD2 live at Ebbets Field, May 13th. Tommy Bolin Band as well. That Stratus track is, if you guys have the CD and listen to the CD, it talks about, in the end he talks about, he thanks the Good Rats for allowing him to jam with them. So there's material out there with him jamming with the Good Rats, which I have never found. It's out there. Also, he did a couple tracks with Fleetwood Mac, which are out, which I do, or I do still have. I have a couple tracks. These are digital, so it'd be nice to have the original. But anyway, but #2 in the archive series. And then Number 3, the Collector Series, Tommy Bolin Band live at Miami at the Highlight, the final show, which was his final show, I do believe. But killer stuff. And then there is Tommy Bolin, The Bottom Shelf, Volume 1. This came out in '96 as well. So they came out pretty quickly. And then, but if you didn't get them then, I don't think you're going to find a lot of these anymore. And if you do, they're probably, I know they're really high in price. So the Tommy Bolin Band live at Northern Lights Recording Studio, September 22nd, 1976, getting close to where he had died. But good stuff here. And then we have, I should have showed this. I didn't even see this one here. It is, but this is part of the archive series, so it belongs here. Number 6 in the series, this is Zephyr Live at Arts Bar and Grill, May 2nd, 1973. And then there is, from the archives, Volume 1, Tommy Bolin. This is put out by Rhino. And it's there. It's right in the middle there. It doesn't have the archive logo on there, but it's damn close to it. I mean, it's all the same color and everything. But yeah. Back, here's the front. Excuse me. And then we have Tommy Bolin from the Archives Volume 2. And this is number 7. So pretty much a lot of the same members when Tommy did a lot of solo stuff were with him. And then there is Tommy Bolin live at the Jet Bar, part of the archive series. This is number 7. And then there is Tommy Bolin, 1976, in his own words, pretty much a spoken CD. Talks about, he's interviewed, excuse me, this is a high quality collection of revealing interviews with Tommy Bolin. It is the fall of 1976. He is finally out on the road promoting himself, you know, being a solo artist now. And the most recent album, Private Eyes, came out. Eager young radio DJs and print writers are blown away at the chance to sit down with Tommy, you know, and talk about his music and stuff. So there were 5 interviews, all 2 on the same day in September 20th, 76. And then there was one in November of 76, one November 11th of 76, November 19th of 76, and November 22nd, 1976. So these are probably the last interviews he probably did before he tragically died from heroin, you know, which was, I think, 2 weeks right after that. So, gotta have it. Tommy Bolin, The Energy, the radio broadcast. Tommy, this is number, I think that was number 9. This is number 10 and 11. So they are together now. And this one came out, let's see, what was it? 98. So a couple years now since those have been coming out. And then there was Tommy Bolin 1977 tribute featuring Glenn Hughes, Johnny Bolin, and friends. Of course, Johnny Bolin, he was a very, very good drummer. He played with Black Oak, Arkansas. He played in a band called DVC, which is actually a killer album. Search it out, DVC. It's in, I think, red, blue, red maybe letters. It's colored just big DVC. Search it out. Go over to YouTube. Killer album. I think it's got Ariel Bender on guitars on that. Tommy Bolin 1970 or 1997 tribute, like I said. Number Archive number 12 CD. And then we have Tommy Bolin Energy. Some early Tommy Bolin. And actually, 72 is actually, Energy came out a little later after. I guess I was wrong on that a little bit earlier. But it's so hard to keep track all the time, you know. I know. You get old, you start losing it, guys. You do, believe me. So anyway, there never really was much Energy out there as far as being accessible to the public. And then the Archives put out this one here, this Energy. And yeah, that's the one I see. You can buy the CD. I don't think you can get the cover though. If that's what I'm seeing over on the Archives, but or maybe it's over on Discogs. But yeah, this one came out in '99, so about 3 years now. And then we're getting down to almost the last of the CDs. I saved the best one for last. And then there is Tommy Bolin Come Taste the Band. Archive. This is CD 15. What did I say this one was? CD 13. So 14 I'm missing, I do believe. Now I believe this could be 14 right here. But anyway, so anyway, is Come Taste the Man. This came out in '99, also from the Archives. So a lot of different stuff. I mean, recorded differently, you know, wrote differently, you know, enhanced and changed, you know, over and over before a final product. And then we have Tommy Bolin live at the Jet Bar again. This is put out by Friday Music. I know I showed it. And if not, I'm losing my mind. But anyway, this came out in 2004. You know, at least Friday kept the similarities in the other Archive CDs. You know, the color of the back and so forth. You know, I mean, it's really close. You know, front's, well, different cover, but anyway, I just needed to put that in there. And but anyway, I think that could be a reissue. And then there's Tommy Bolin Band Live 1976, put out by Friday Music. And then we have Tommy Bolin Band, Albany, New York, 9/20/76, so right after, plus bonus tracks from New Orleans of 11/16/76. And I know by this time he had been probably really strung out on heroin and stuff, but again, this is part of the Friday Music again. And then we have Tommy Bolin Naked 2. This is put out by the Archives, and this is number 23. I don't think all of them were ever numbered like they should have been. They all should have been numbered, no matter who was doing them. That's what I think, but who am I? I just buy it. And then we got Tommy Bolin After Hours, the Glen Holly Jams, Volume 1. 2 CD set, 24 and 25 Archives numbers. And anyway, there you go for that. And then we have Tommy Bolin Snapshot. This is this is put out by Purple Pyramid, but still affiliated with the Tommy Bolin Archives. And again, like I say, it should have been numbered. They're not. They should be. And the last one here is a kind of a box set here. Whirlwind. And it has 2 discs, but I'll show you what's in them. Where are you at here? There. So anyway, inside here. So it comes with a Tommy Bolin patch, which I cherish. It won't go on a jacket. And then there are 4 postcards. Now you're hearing Come Taste the Band from Deep Purple. And you also get the CD set. And you get a Tommy Bolin button and the Tommy Bolin pick. So a nice little box set. And there's always Tommy Bolin stuff coming out, especially now. More of it's coming out on vinyl, like a lot of these archive CDs. Some of it is being released on vinyl through Cleopatra and Purple Pyramid, but I will show you some of it. Sorry guys, I thought I was done, but I am not. No, I will show you these because I want to show these as part of a set. So anyway, I forgot in fact, I thought I had this one. I did not. I thought I had the teaser cassette. I went back and looked. I did not have it, so I went and bought it. Luckily, I got it for a decent price. It's in very good shape. I haven't played it yet, but it looks like it's very playable. And but I needed that. I had this ever since it first came out. The Private Eyes, and like I say, of the 2, I prefer this one here, but they're both really good. And so anyway guys, that is part 1 of the Tommy Bolin collection, and stick around for video number 2, which will be coming up later. And so anyway, if you liked it, hit the like button, hit subscribe, leave a comment, pass it on, and we'll see you here next time on Tommy Bolin Collection number 2. Take care, everybody.